Well, judging by some of these comments on the YouTube videos, you guys want to see a yard tour, and I agree. We need to show you guys what we're all about and where we're from. Let's do it. So starting here at the fuel tanks, this is the first thing whenever you come into the yard. But starting here, we have our regular unleaded. This is just regular gas for pickup trucks, packers, anything that takes regular unleaded. It actually ends up that we save about 15 cents a liter by buying bulk. And when you have 9, 10 pickup trucks that are constantly getting fueled up, rather than going to the pumps like a gas station every night, it ends up saving us time and money. So that's why we went with having an unleaded tank here. In the middle of the tanks, what we have here is our clear diesel. This is what gets filled up in the dump trucks and anything that is on the road. These tanks are all locked up with locks with special combination on them so that people coming in the yard can't just grab it and take it from us. And then over here we have our last tank. This is our dyed diesel. This is probably the most used. Between the two, most used is either the clear diesel or the dyed diesel. Dyed diesel gets used a lot because it's what we run in all our machines. It is cheaper, and I think right now we're paying about 76 cents a liter for dyed diesel, so it works out really good at cost. Behind us in that big tank, that's just a guy that rents property space off us. That's not our tank. We just have these three here: red, clear, unleaded gas. On to the next. Okay, so this area of the yard right here is where we actually park all the equipment at night. Right now, the tandem is here right now. We don't really have a use for it on the site today. Our float truck is behind me as well. We've always parked the machines in this area here. So we park all our machinery and everything along this lineup. We actually have plugs in behind here for the winter time that we can plug the block heaters in. So that's why it's nice having them in this location here. All right, next we'll take you guys into the shop. This is the guy's shop. It's not much of a building, but actually a really fun fact about this building. This is the original office building that my grandfather started the business in. This building actually used to be at a different location just down the road. And when we purchased this property, when I say we, I mean my dad, he bought this property back in 2001. He purchased this property with another partner. I think each partner paid $150,000, so in total it was a $300,000 purchase of the property. Today, the market value on this property is upwards of $1 million. I know that people might be thinking in the head right now, like, holy shit, that's pretty crazy. But the property value in the city of Ottawa, and especially in the Carp Corridor where we're located, has gone through the roof. So it's a really good thing, but also a really bad thing, because that means property taxes and everything else along with that has skyrocketed. And it's kind of disgusting the amount that we have to pay in taxes here, but we have a really great location, and that's why our topsoil business is so successful. Like I said, it's not much of a shop in here. We're inside the guy's main shop right now. Basically what we have in here is all the tools. It is kind of an organized mess. Up here we got cleaning supplies, lubricants, all our tools down here, paints, greases, and oils, all are stored down here. The guys come in here in the morning, and this is where they start their days. They grab the stuff for the day. We got some tools in here, random nuts and bolts in the corner over here. We got a little fridge that the guys, if they want to bring lunches. I know Al and the guys, they keep some drinks in here, some Gatorades and stuff throughout the day. Actually, you know what would be kind of a funny thing? Let's see what's in the fridge. Oh, wow. All right. So we got some Cokes over here, some mustard and ketchup, all the necessities. And I know that it's not a good look having alcohol in here, but these are for Friday nights, after work, long week, everyone's clocked out. Sometimes we enjoy a cold one, just one, but sometimes you gotta do stuff like that with your guys, keep them happy. So that's where the guy's shop is. My old man's desk used to be in the corner over here, and then in this corner here is actually where my grandfather's desk was. And I remember as a really young kid walking in here and seeing, you know, Dad in one corner, Grandpa in the other corner, and it's just really cool that we still have this building, but our business is kind of outgrowing it. So let's go show you guys the rest of the yard. right, so we got a couple things over here. Right here is where we have our scrap metal pile. Anytime that we're on a job doing a demo or anything like that and there's metals that we can actually save, we will bring them back to the yard, and when the metal prices are high enough, we'll take them to the scrap yard and get some money for them. It's another way to recycle the metal. Behind me here is the beautiful, beautiful bathroom. It's not anything glorious, but like I said, as we're kind of outgrowing the situation that we're in now, hopefully this yard will have a shop built on it and the guys won't have to use a porta potty. Okay, so if you're looking behind me here, over on this side, that's where we do our topsoil. Over here behind my left shoulder, that's where we have some soil right now that we're pulling out, and Al's actually in the 170. Let's go check out that area first, and then we'll move over to where we actually do our topsoil. So if you guys watched the video, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, we were burning stuff here at the yard. This is the burn pit pile. You can't really see inside of it, but we basically created a hole and surrounded it by dirt. So any brush or stumps like that that come off job sites, as you can see behind me, it gets dumped here and we burn it all here. When there isn't a burn ban on, we generally wait for a rainy day to do that. Okay, so now we're at my favorite part, well, second favorite part. This is where Al's pulling some material out for topsoil. Now this material, everyone always asks, where do you get your material? Where do you get it from? Like I said, Dad had a partner whenever he first bought this, and basically we had 2 or 3 companies that rented space out of here that all did dirt work stuff. So they would dump their materials here from their job sites. That's how we have this accumulation of massive stockpile of soil. So what Al is digging into right now is actually dirt that is probably 20 years old. We do bring back some concrete pieces, as you can see behind me here. What we do with that is we actually stockpile a bunch of concrete, and then what we do is we haul it to a crusher, a guy that takes it, crushes it up, and makes new granulars out of it. So that's this whole back section of the property. We're in the far right section. This is where we're currently pulling soil out of. We've gone through a ton of soil this year. It's been one of the best years in topsoil that we've ever had. So Al's just working away here, pulling some soil out. Next, we'll go show you where this soil then goes to get processed and made and shipped out the door. Let's do it. So as we're walking here, this behind me where the loader's actually parked, if you guys have been following for a while, you would know that this actually used to be all dirt behind me here. And we've gone through that all this year. So where we're standing right here, about 1.5 months ago, we probably would have been standing underneath about 40 feet of dirt. So it's pretty impressive that the guys have done such a good job at selling it and paying for those really high taxes that I told you guys about earlier. So next thing is I'm going to show you guys where we do our topsoil. Now there's a few different things going on here, and we'll actually walk up to a lookout that we have here and we'll get a better perspective of it. But I want to show you guys first here on the ground the different types of materials and different types of things that are back in this corner in the yard. Standing behind me is a Power Screen Warrior 1800, and I've seen a lot of comments about people asking if we purchase this machine. This machine right now is on a monthly rental. Talking to Power Screen, I know I mentioned that I wanted to tell you guys how much that we're paying monthly for it, but they won't let me talk about that. But all I can say is that it is more than you probably think. So when you rent it, the number that you're paying is actually higher than if you were to actually just flat out buy it. So it is a lot of money sitting here monthly, and you're probably wondering, why is it not running today? Well, we're still letting things dry up. The yard's still a little wet from a bunch of rain. Here in Canada or Ontario where we are, we're starting to get into a little bit of a wet season. Behind me here is our 60-foot McCluskey stacker. We've had this since day one when we started doing topsoil about 4 or 5 years ago. We haven't really outgrown the 60-foot stacker. Sometimes it'd be nice to have a larger stacker, but that's only when the demand's really super high. This does the trick for us for the demand that we have right now. All right, this is my favorite part. This is the topsoil pile. Right now, this is the stuff that we have. Like I said, we've been getting a little bit of rain lately, So it is a little bit damp, so it's still a really nice quality soil. This area here is currently where we're stacking up topsoil. Before, it used to be actually where the power screen was sitting, but we had to move it here location-wise because we still have our old power screen Commander 510, which we'll show you guys next. So this stuff here in the back corner, it's kind of unused space right now. We had some beach sand stacked up. We ended up selling a bunch actually on the volleyball court video that we did. So this corner is still kind of unused, and I'm still trying to find ways to improve the yard to make it more productive and more efficient for where things are. But right now it's kind of unused space and it's just holding sand. And as we walk over here, you see my pride and joy, my power screen Commander 510. So this is our power screen Commander 510. I do believe that it's a 1990s model. I'm not exactly sure on the date. I can tell you it has 16,000 hours on it. This machine hasn't ran in like a month and a half to 2 months. And let's fire it up and see if it'll run. This has been our main topsoil producer for the past 4 or 5 years. As you can see, she fired up awesome. That's why I love this old girl. One of those old machines that you can always count on it starting no matter what. That's really exciting that it just started up. So we're gonna walk up here on top of this pile. What this pile is, this is all tailings. There's a massive stockpile of tailings here. There's probably about 25,000 cubic yard of tailings. We will run some of this stuff back through, but most of it has already been ran through twice. So what we do is we actually end up just selling that as a road base. And I know a lot of guys were, whenever I said road base, they thought that it was actually spec'd as road base for highways. That's not the case. When I say road base, I just mean like a residential customer that's looking to build up their laneway. It's really good heavy coarse material for underneath laneways and that sort of stuff. All right, so now we're at the top of the reject pile. Behind me is the topsoil operation. You got the Warrior 1800, the 60-foot stacker. All the way over here is the Commander 510, and then that corner that I was talking about that's kind of unused space right now. If we flip around and go 180 degrees, back there is where Al's pulling up the stockpile of topsoil. So you really get an awesome kind of neat perspective from up here. And if we go 90 degrees this way, so as you guys can see from this perspective, the guy's shop behind me here, where we park the machinery, and then my office directly in behind. I saved the best for last. Let's go show you guys the inside of my office. Okay, so this is my office. This is where I work all the time. I originally was at head office, and the reason why I work by myself here is because I work best alone. I'm kind of an introvert in that way. I like just coming out here. I have really fast internet out here, faster than we have at head office, so it's really nice for uploading on YouTube, checking emails, signing documents, and just keeping up with clients. So from the outside, it just looks like a normal shed. A lot of guys that come here, they kind of make fun of me, say, hey, your office is a garden shed. But you guys can come on inside and I'll show you guys what I got going on in here. All right, so I don't normally bring my dog with me. Come here, buddy. But this is Otis. He comes to work because, like I said in the last video, Jill's been helping editing. So rather than sitting at home alone, he comes in and gives us a hand and keeps Jill company while she's working here. But this is the inside of the office. So behind me here, I'm a little bit of a geek. So I got my lightsaber here. It's Darth Vader red. Shout out to Corey for getting that for me down in Orlando. Over here in this corner, this is where I kind of store like my camera gear equipment. I got a ring light here for when I do podcasts. It is echoey in here and that's something that I have to fix, but over on this side I have my goals on a whiteboard every day when I come in here. This is stuff that I see. I'm a very visual person, so when I look at this and I write down goals of mine, stuff that I want to achieve, stuff that I want to hit, it's awesome being able to look at this board and get motivation from that. Over here, this is where I generally get all my computer work done. I got my computer here, all my camera gear's up here. I got my broken drone, so you guys can see, poor little drone. I got some mics, I got my computer, I got a printer here and my hard drives. All right, let's show you guys my favorite part of the office. So this area is here whenever people come in for meetings or whatnot. We come in here, we sit down, we go over stuff, but generally if we're meeting with a big client, we'll sit at head office because we have a big round table there and a TV that can display stuff. But behind me here is some really interesting pieces. So I really love art, and this is a piece that I actually had a girl make up. Now she lives in Australia right now, but she's originally from here, and I got her to make this for me. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's super trippy, super cool to look at, and it kind of stands out, and I feel like it's always watching you. This down here, this is a hand-carved owl out of wood. Totally random thing to have in your office, but this was actually for at an auction. It was a fundraiser at our local cart fair, which we are a big sponsor of. So all the money went back to the cart fair, so we ended up getting this. Kind of an interesting piece. Gets people talking when they walk in here. Over here I have a Power Screen Warrior 1800 ceramic model that Power Screen actually sent out to me, so that's a really cool thing to have. This is generally where I charge all my drones and stuff like that. I was out shooting today, so I don't have my drones in here with me today, but I keep all my kind of drone and camera gear, extra batteries and everything in this corner here. Above me here, this was a piece that was actually made for my grandfather by a guy locally who hand carved stuff out of wood. And this is an actual truck that we had back in the day. So that's something really cool that like I can have this new modern looking office, but at the same time still have hints of, you know, family and where the business started and sentimental pieces like that. And last but not least, I am a big music fan, and being Canadian, Drake is Canadian as well. I ended up getting this Scorpion jacket. I think that was 2 albums ago. It was a limited release stuff. I don't know if you guys care about that, but it's kind of a cool piece to have hung up. Alright, so now that the computer's turned on, I really have no obligation to not respond to emails, so that's it for me on this video. If you guys want some more in-depth informational stuff on different aspects of the yard or different machinery, we're going to be doing some machinery videos coming up, so stay tuned for that. Always make sure to comment down below, let me know what you guys want to see or what you guys thought. So on that note, that's it for me. Make sure you guys are subscribed. As always, I appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care. And of course, I didn't forget about you guys, the True Patriots channel that watched the entire videos to the very end, which is right now. And if you are one of those True Patriots, I want you guys to comment down below, yard tour. Why are you guys commenting down below yard tour? Well, today we got you guys out here in the yard showing you guys all 7 acres of KWC and what we're all about here and the different way that we have stuff set up. So if you guys watch the entire video to the very end, comment down below yard tour. I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. As always, take care.